Hey guys, it's James Ballard from wildwings.co.uk, and today we're going to be having a look at the figure of 8. So the first thing you're going to need to learn is your circuits, your left and right circuits, and you're going to get those really smooth. There's a previous tutorial on that one. If you've got your circuits nice and smooth, the next thing you're going to look at is the figure of 8. So the figure of 8 combines the left circuit and the right circuit together with a crossover in the middle to make that figure of 8 pattern. So when we're learning this, you've got to pick whether you're going to go away from you or towards you, and I strongly advise to go away from you when learning this manoeuvre. And once you've got it quite nice and smooth going away, then you can reverse it and you can do the figure of 8 towards you instead. So but start with you go away. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a setup circuit, and it's actually quite important to do a setup circuit before all the manoeuvres I'm going to go through with you. But I'm not going to tell you in each tutorial that you need to do that. But before going into a manoeuvre, really it's best to get a nice smooth circuit, set yourself up going into wind and coming back across the field, and then you're ready, you know where the plane is, you're fully in control of what you're doing. So it's always best, and it looks nice as well, and it looks controlled. So always have a nice setup circuit before going into an aerobatic manoeuvre. So as you're coming across, you're going to be coming across level flight, and this time, before you get to you, before you get perpendicular to you, you're going to want to turn to face away from you. So bank that aileron, bank the wing, pull around, and then fly directly away from you like that. Now, it's always best, in my opinion, to find a spot in the background to mark the middle of your figure of 8. So in my local flying club, I actually have a church tower, which I use. So I'll show you that to you now. So you can see the church tower in the background now, and I use that point to mark the middle point of my figure of 8. So when I'm doing the left and right circuit part of the figure of 8, I always try and keep the crossover point level with that church tower. So you need to find something similar to that in your local club. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming around. So this is the start of manoeuvre, we're coming into wind, and just before we're perpendicular to you, we are going to turn in and fly away. And that flying away starts the figure of 8. So if you're coming in right to left to start the manoeuvre, bank your right wing, turn in, and at this point we're going to be wanting to turn left. So we turn left, and this is the beginning of our left-hand circuit. The theory is exactly the same. So you bank the wing just enough to keep a nice level circuit going. Don't make it too tight, and you don't need to make it too wide. You just want to make it a nice distance. Keep it level, and the idea is not to have to really pull round at the end. So you're looking to have it smooth, but also have the distance of the circle the same, so that when you're coming around, you don't want to suddenly have to pull in at this point. So do keep that aileron stick on, and if you're finding that you're not rolling enough, you're not banked enough, to keep you going round tight enough, add a little bit more on, but don't rush and don't panic. You can always stop the manoeuvre and start again. So you're rolling around, you're not rolling, you're just turning. And at this point, when you're coming back to being perpendicular with you again, you're turning out and you're going back towards that church tower or whatever object in the background that you've chosen, and then you're going to turn to the right, bank that right aileron, and you're going to right-hand circuit. At this point, you've finished the manoeuvre. Whether you want to carry on round to this point and call that the finish, or finish it here, I think they're the same thing, really. So go ahead and practice that, and the variations that you're going to want to see in your figure of 8, you're going to want to see, well, we'll start with what you want to see the same. You want to see the same height. So you want to keep the same height if possible all the way around the manoeuvre. Remember that when you're going into wind, you need a bit more power, and when you're going downwind, you need a bit less power because it will automatically pick up speed. Different ways to vary this manoeuvre. Well, you're going to start with facing away from you as you start the figure of 8. But you can also develop this figure of 8 to start by flying round your circuit and then flying towards you and then going into the circuit away from you, back towards you and away from you again. This is a bit more tricky, so start by flying away and then you can develop it to fly towards you. If you're really comfortable with inverted flight, then you can also try an inverted figure of 8, which also looks really nice. But don't try that to begin with, not until you're comfortable with inverted flight itself. So let's have a look at some footage of the slow motion figure of 8 and see exactly what it looks like. So just like the circuits, you want to be looking out for keeping the plane at a constant altitude. Be really gentle with those aileron movements. And remember to try and line the middle of the figure of 8 up with a landmark, so possibly a church spire or a building that you can easily see. Keep in mind that when you're going to fly into wind, you want to use a bit more power, so maybe 3/4 power. And when you're going to be flying downwind, you want to reduce the power back down to half or slightly less. So bear these things in mind, and I'm just going to let you carry on watching the rest of the tutorial without me talking.